Have you ever been looking for a movie and wondered, what is the highest rated movie ever? You would then go on a film rating website and see what is the highest rated film. So I thought in today's video, we would find 4 different film rating websites. I'm going to watch their highest rated film and I'm going to tell you if it's worthy of that title. We're going to start off first with one of the most popular ones, which is IMDb. And their most popular movie with a 9.3 out of 10 is The Shawshank Redemption. So, Shawshank Redemption, highest rated film on IMDb with a 9.3. Is this movie actually worthy of that rating? I'm gonna say yes. I feel like the movie potentially got this high rating because it's one of the earlier Stephen King adaptations, and I feel like that also plays a part in it because I feel like that was when Stephen King was kind of at the height of his writing and his books. But no, this film is really good, and actually thinking on the Stephen King lines, that the fact that Pennywise will be roaming around while this movie's going on, because it all takes place in the same universe. But no, yeah, as I said, this movie is incredible. The themes it tackles are at some points very dark, but I think they fit with the story. I think obviously the whole main story it's almost like a spy film, like a heist kind of film. You have 2 main inmates which become friends, and one takes the ethical route of waiting and getting released from prison, and the other makes a plan to escape and ends up escaping. So I think it kind of shows the difference between people. Yeah, generally it's an incredible story, and at the end I was almost watching it like it almost sets up there to be a second film, like a second part to it. I don't know if there is a second part in book form as a book, but I would definitely love to see what happens when Andy's off and he's starting his new life, and obviously Red joins him. So yeah, if there is a second one or if it's a second book, I might have to read that. But no, I mean, there's not many downsides to this film. I think some points, like the ending part, like the last hour, very strong, very good. I'd say a portion before that does get a bit slow, but it is all just a building up towards that big final ending. So yeah, I can't blame it for that. And yeah, I think a 9.3, I think it's fully deserved. I can see why this is at the top of the page. Right. Hope you can hear me out here. I decided to come outside, just a bit different. The second movie, the highest rated one on Letterboxd. At first I thought it was Parasite, but no, I've actually been corrected. It's actually Interstellar. Now, I actually do have this movie on Blu-ray. I ordered it from a second-hand website and they sent me no discs at all. So I couldn't watch it on Blu-ray, so I had to go buy it on Prime. But either way, I've managed to rewatch it. This is actually the only film on the list which I have actually watched already. And I'm pretty sure everyone and their nan has seen this film. So I don't think there's any point in me explaining how good this film is, because I think everyone knows already. So I'm kind of just going to give you my personal experience on my first time watching this film, which was only like a year ago. And obviously this film deserves a 5 out of 5, of course. But going into it, I thought it was going to be really boring. And when you look at it, the premise of it and how it builds it up, it really should be, but it just isn't. I remember sitting there, eyes fully open the whole time, just witnessing one of the best films I've ever seen in my life. Like everyone, you ask the average person on the street their top 4 favourite movies, and I'd say for about 40% of them, this film is going to be in there, maybe even more than that. This film is generally changed the sci-fi genre. It is absolutely incredible, and I don't think there's a film that deserves a rating like this more. Like, I could rave about this film all day, every day, but yeah, it's just incredible. And if you have not watched Interstellar, go watch it. Please watch it. It's incredible. So I've just watched the top movie from Metacritic and the top movie from Rotten Tomatoes. The reason I've combined these is because I'm just going to talk about them kind of in a similar light. But yeah, the top movie from Metacritic was The Leopard. The few ones above it are like TV shows, and I actually checked the proper ratings, and that one was higher critically. And then 100% on Rotten Tomatoes was Seven Samurai. And my God, are these films long. It took me ages, well, what felt like ages when I watched these. I actually watched them a few days ago now. So yeah, we're going to now talk about these movies And yeah, there's a reason I'm putting them together, because I feel like I'll give you my review first. I'll give you my opinion on both of them first. We'll start off with Leopard. Interesting film. Managed to get all the way through. The length actually doesn't affect it too much. And I actually found it decent. I don't see it being a film that I'd go back and watch. And for that same reason, I don't see it deserving the rating it has. It is very good, but I don't think it's to be the best on the platform. And that kind of goes the same as for The Seven Samurai. Very long film. I did find myself almost falling asleep during that one. I might have even fell asleep and just not remembered. Once again, I don't think it deserves the 100%, but it is still very interesting. And I think that's because it's something different I've never really watched. I've never before watched a film from 1954, so it was very different. But this is where I think the problem comes in, is that these films are sort of outdated in the terms most people nowadays, the average person wouldn't go and watch one of these movies because it's seen as old. It's seen as, it's almost like it's gone, like no one's ever going to watch it again. And for that same reason, it was quite hard to find to actually rent to watch this, but obviously I did in the end. Films like this just get pushed aside by the average person, because when you're, given all these brand new films every single year that release in cinemas, that release on streaming, what would give anyone the urge to go back and watch a film like this? And obviously this is where this video comes in, is that I've seen it's one of the highest rated, and I've gone back to watch it. But if I hadn't have seen that, it's probably been a movie I would have just missed. So yeah, I think that definitely comes into play, that the audience of the movie definitely, but more so that the movie is an older film, and sometimes they can be harder to get through, especially when they have a 3.5 hour runtime. And I think that was the main challenge for me, is just how long the movies were and just how different they are from other movies. Obviously, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying I wasn't used to watching movies of that kind. It would definitely affect someone's opinion now watching them than it would, say, back when it came out, or to someone who is a fan of older movies and just rathers older movies to the modern movies. But yeah, rant kind of over. I both of these films, I don't think, in my personal opinion, deserving of the rating. But once again, that's just, like I said just now, because of those reasons. Still, I would recommend you go watch them, just as they are different viewing experiences. And if you're trying to watch something different that most people probably have not watched, go watch these films, because they're by no means bad. That will be the end of this video. A different video. I've enjoyed making this video, and like I said, watching these films. If you do want a part 2, make sure to like and subscribe, because there are obviously more rating websites, and there are other films which are, I can always go for films that are literally the same rating. I would love to look and watch more films which I haven't seen before. So I think this gives me the opportunity to do that. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate the support on the videos recently. And yeah, thank you for watching.